and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you each into the kitchen with me this afternoon, where finally I am getting around to being able to make my version of vanilla extract. Now, with that being said, I have been making vanilla extract for many moons, at least 30 years that I know of. I have made it with vodka. I have made it with clear rum. I don't like using spiced rum because the flavors mess with the vanilla. Personal opinion. My favorite, above all, is a good aged bourbon whiskey. Yes, especially honey whiskey. And I'm using a really good bourbon. If I remember right, Kentucky bourbon whiskey. I might be wrong. But you know what? It's going to be good. And like I said, I don't use all the massive number of beans a lot of people tell you to do, because there's such a thing as overkill on vanilla. I like to know and taste the vanilla extract when I use it, but I do not want it to overpower what I'm baking. So, with that being said, let's have some fun finally making some vanilla. Now, what I'm using, big old bottle of Jim Beam honey whiskey. Let's see. Now, it's 65 proof alcohol. anything 80 proof is fine. That way it will be shelf stable, because there's not much liquid in your vanilla beans. I have used 100 proof vodka before, and while that was just too strong for my likes. Now, I don't know what owl, I can't remember. I think it was a secret owl. Blessed me with these beautiful Madagascar vanilla beans. And well, I am finally getting around to making my vanilla. You're going to want I make mine in pint jars, because as I go along in age, my hand is, oh God, that smells good. My hand has been acting up more and more. And I usually make them in quarts, but it's getting harder to hold the quart. Now, I'm going to put 6 vanilla beans in each jar, hoping to get 3 jars made up. Now, I do different from most people. I split my vanilla bean all the way down best I can and get it. Sometimes I have to cut them in half. Get in that jar. That's 1. Here comes 2. I split and sometimes cut. Well, I always split my beans. Sometimes if they're real long, I'll cut them in half. I split them so the alcohol doesn't have to work so hard. And sometimes splitting them doesn't always work perfectly. of course, make sure you keep up with how many vanilla beans you put in. I've seen people say put in 10 beans, 15 beans, 20. No, that's overkill. Uh-oh. And one thing you gotta watch out for, all these little seeds. That's flavor. I scrape them up, put them in there, because I don't care if I see seeds in my vanilla. That's just perfectly fine. It means it's homemade. Okay. Ugh. Oh Lord, it's got one of these things. I'm trying to get this thing out. Hold on, I'm gonna get a stronger knife. Okay, got that took care of. And bourbon whiskey just makes it so much better. If you notice, it's already taken on a little bit of color. Put your lid on it. Shake that baby around. 6 beans is plenty enough to not break the bank and make you some really good vanilla. This is vanilla extract. Alright, right on here, vanilla extract. And this is 3,925. There's the first one. Put my lid back on my alcohol, or as they say it, alcohol. Alright, there's one. I'm going to keep going until the beans run out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no need in doing overkill on the beans. You're still going to get good vanilla, and you're not going to break the bank doing it. And I'm telling you, some of these vanilla beans are absolutely ridiculous priced. And I also have more vanilla beans coming. I went to Vanilla Bean King, King. They're a pretty good website. And if I remember right, these might have come from there too, but through Amazon. No, different company looks like. And ho ho ho, they're organic, which is a good thing. I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 pints made up. Oh, you betcha. Yes, I need that many. It's not hard to do, y'all. It's not hard to do. the smell is amazing. And yes, I fill mine all the way up to the rim. Because you gotta remember, oxygen, that oxygen space is not your friend. It's the same as making tinctures. You fill that jar up. And it looks like I'm going to have enough for a third pint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, make sure your hands are clean, your jars are clean, your knife is clean, your cutting board's clean, and I'll bring you back once I get done with this third pint. Okay, I ended up with 4 pint jars of vanilla extract. The whiskey, where's the whiskey? It's all gone. This jar, do you notice it has a star, well, sort of a star asterisk on it? I had to fill from the neck of the jar up with vodka, 80 proof vodka. Is it going to hurt a thing? Oh no, not whatsoever, because you're going to taste the mellowness of the wonderful honey whiskey and the vanilla. It's not going to be enough vodka in there to mess anything up. Now, date your jars. They're in alcohol. These vanilla beans are going to be perfectly fine, y'all. They are going to end up being pickled in the alcohol. It's going to be fine. Now, do I follow a lot of people's rules? No. No, I don't. Because not everybody's an expert out there. They're only going by what they've seen, read, or been told. Now, the bag was sold by quantity, not by ounce. This bag had 20, I didn't pay attention to it, but it had 26 vanilla beans in it. And I know somebody's going to do the math. Yes, I said 6 beans per jar. I had 4 beans left. I cut those. No, I had 2 beans left. I cut those beans in half, and 1/2 of each bean I put in the jar. So each of these jars is 6.5 beans. Now, when you order vanilla, be careful. Read. When you order vanilla beans, be very careful and read how they're selling it. Some of them sell by quantity. Some of them are sold by ounce weight. So be careful. Read what it has to say. Now, me personally, like I said, I've been making homemade vanilla for 30 years. I'll just say it, 30 years. At 8 weeks, just like a tincture, these babies are strong enough to use. Now, store them in a dark, cool place. You know, agitate like this. Don't go wild and go shaking. It ain't no need shaking. Agitate it, move it around. Make sure those beans are in motion. You're only going to use 1 jar at a time, you know. While you're using this one, the other 3 are percolating. The other 3, they may get stronger. I seriously doubt it. Because by 8 weeks, the alcohol has pulled a lot of what's in those vanilla beans out. Now, they could get darker, yes. Their flavor could get stronger. Possibly, yes. Experiment. Find out. You can give them as gifts, but I wouldn't give them as gifts until you know that 8 weeks from the date that you made it, that they're ready to be used. Because I'm telling you, don't give somebody with a bottle of vanilla and, well, it could be fun to torture them, make them have to wait too. It's all up to you. But usually if I give a jar of vanilla away or sell it, it's because it's ready to be used. And don't worry, you'll see little pieces floating around. You want to see that because that means that vanilla bean that you split is opening up, and the goodness, those vanilla seeds, little fragments are coming out. You want to see this. Now, the fourth jar might end up being lighter than the other three, or it could end up being darker. But you know what? It's still vanilla. It's not hard to make vanilla, and believe me, y'all, it's a whole lot cheaper. Just imagine if you tried to buy a pint jar worth of vanilla at the store or farmer's market. How much would that cost you? You see what went into it: whiskey, vanilla beans, jars. That's it. 2 ingredients: whiskey, honey whiskey. You could use Kentucky bourbon. You could use any kind of bourbon whiskey as long as it's not flavored. Please don't use any flavored one. I saw some black cherry what was it? Black cherry uh, whiskey the other day. No, I don't want that in with my um, vanilla. Now, if you like spices or spice flavored vanilla, go with the spiced rum. A good one that you drink that tastes good. I know this whiskey's good because I partake in a shot once in a blue moon, but I also put this whiskey in some of my bacon marinade. Making bacon's coming up eventually. Simple, easy, homemade. You can do this. If I can do it, you can too. And believe me, it is so much better. And the best part is, you know exactly what's going into these jars and what you will be using. And stock up your baking pantry with extracts and things that will make your food so much better. Because worst case scenario and it hits the fan, you're going to get really sick and tired of plain Jane food. Like I tell everybody, I plan on leaving this earth fully seasoned, y'all, and you should want to also. There's no need needing plain food. There's no need. Simple, easy, homemade. Now, all it takes is some patience, and they'll be ready. Oh, my hands smell good. They smell like vanilla. Simple, easy, homemade, from scratch vanilla that you can make as well. Hope this video encourages you to make your own vanilla. Now, if you want to make a quart jar instead of a pint jar, double the amount of beans because there's 2 pints to a quart. So instead of 6 beans, use 12 per quart jar. Simple, easy, homemade. You can do it. Stock up your pantry with foods that will nourish and sustain you, and baking ingredients. Medicinals that will heal you. Yes, vanilla does have medicinal benefits as well. Protection of all kinds, and above all else, the bare essentials to survive on. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound, keep your eyes and ears open, but don't give your power away. and become paranoid. Paranoia is your worst enemy, y'all. It will break you down if you allow it. You can still stay informed and let the paranoia roll off your back like water on a duck's back. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. Hoot, hoot. Mwah. Love y'all, and I'll see you soon.